Body language. Fake it till you make it. We talk about body language with the instructors, and hopefully some of the instructors that are watching this, okay, right? Certainly the shoulders shrugged, or folding the hands, or never looking straight ahead when you're talking to people, hopefully that's gone, right? We understand how body language not only makes you feel better, but the impression that you're giving off, whether it's to your players or to your colleagues, becomes very powerful. Same thing with our players. Let them understand, and a good teaching term, fake it till you make it. Jerry Weinstein, who was with us a few years ago, really talked about, from a pitching standpoint, before you have confidence or have that great playing experience, sometimes he's got to tell some of his college and professional players that you need to look the part. You need to walk out onto that mound, and somebody looking at you at the first time thinks that you're the greatest pitcher in the universe. Or even certainly some of the hitters. We see this at the Little League level. You know, the body language that we sometimes see where their head's down, right? They come to the plate, they never look up, and they're kind of looking out and peering with really no movement at all. Body language is crucial, and really, if you think about it, right from the beginning, and this is where, whether it's the happy feet or getting the players to understand that when they come and they come to the plate or they're standing on the mound, the head has to be up, the shoulders are back, and that's where that smile becomes very powerful. I mean, think about it. You know, you walking to the plate with a little bit of a smile, not a big old grin. You start doing that when you get older, you're going to get a ball on the head, right? But that little smile, that little sense of confidence, the pitcher looking at you says, wow, this guy must be pretty good, as compared to the young player who walks with his head down, holding onto his bat. That sends a message to the pitcher that says what? My confidence should be up because this guy sucks. As compared to that young player who walks in, right, with the head up, right, walks into the plate, right, establishes himself, maybe moves a little bit of dirt, right, is moving back and forth, and really the body language says, I want to be here, I'm prepared to be here, and I have the beginning of a routine. Make sure even with the pitchers, young pitchers sometimes after they give up a home run or they throw a ball in the dirt, you'll see the head drop, right? You'll see them kind of snatch the glove or whatnot. You as the master teacher need to talk to them about body language. And when they are nervous, and they're all going to be nervous, the key to being nervous in a game is to be able to convert that nervousness into productive energy, right? That you should be able to feed off that adrenaline rush, to be able to control it at times, and many times have it work to your advantage. Not to have it where the game becomes so fast that you get out of your routine, right? You have no ability to change the channel. The self-talk becomes counterproductive. You've got 9 different people talking at the same time. But the excitement many times will remind you to get back into that routine. But fake it till you make it really is about body language. And you know, even the young infielders, one of the teaching tools that we use all the time is the hot stove rule. Why do you think we use the hot stove rule? This is bad body language 101. Right? Think about how many times we see the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old just standing there. The hot stove rule says, hey, Billy, right? Don't get caught on a baseball field or a softball field holding onto the hot stove. You're going to get burned. The hands have to be away from the glove, and the hands have to be away. And even when we talk about fielders ready, right? This is body language too, right? This movement back and forth is a relaxation technique, and it gets that young player to realize, you know what, I'm ready to take on this ground ball. Or even if we're working with the outfielders, right? The teaching cue that we've been using is we want all the outfielders to rock the backside. If I'm looking at a young outfielder from the stands, this tells me his body language says, I want to be here, I'm ready to feel the ball, and I want the ball hit to me. And that's really even where our pump it up. From an infield standpoint, after we're back and forth, and again, this is where Showtime training gets integrated into infield and even your outfielders. That pump it up, that once we're in our good ready positions, right? Ready, we're going to pump, and then we're going to read. That young infielder has to know that besides loosening up the hands and getting the hands on the outside of the knees so we can move left or right, that pump becomes what? It becomes a message, I want the ball hit to me. That's the confidence that you want when those young infielders are hearing pump it up. So besides getting them obviously off the back of their feet, right, getting them off the heels, the pump becomes a self-talk, if you will. It becomes, I want it. I'm the greatest hitter in the universe. The greatest fielder in the universe. Hit it to me. That's the self-talk that we're trying to build. So make sure that once they're on that field, whether it's the happy feet or just their own individual positions where they are, make sure they understand the importance of body language. And the older they get, the more they'll be aware of it. But just make sure they understand whether it's the hot stove or the dance in your stance. Those are all examples of how important body language is, and what our body is doing many times affects how we're feeling.